on. It looked like we was on and I didn't even know it. This is Shannon of Ebonygeek45, and what I want to be going over with you today is actually comments, print screen, and order videos. Okay, and so also I do have the source code for the first tutorials up and on the site. As you can see, there's the source code for Hello World, and there's the breakdown of the source code, and we do have right here, this is 42. Don't pay no attention to that one. That was something else, and it's gonna be gone pretty soon. Just focus on those two if you want to look over the source code that we've been through so far, and there will be more to come. So let's go ahead and jump on in here. And something that I wanted to go over with you is commenting. And it's a good practice to comment your code, because let's say you, in this case, you may be learning the code and you might want to comment. Um, Here is this is an example of, well, then my mind was following what I was saying. Here is my comments. Okay, what you have is the two forward slashes, and anything that goes after that will be commented out. And you can put your comments. Let's see, I'll copy that. You can put your comments before. Well, let's see, let's do that. If you didn't know, you could use Control V in order to paste. Okay, so you could put your comments before your code. You could put it after your code. You could put it, well, after your code, behind your code. You could put it after your code. Now, if you put it in, well, in common sense, will tell you if you put it in front of your code, like such as, then your code is not gonna work. So you know, I think that you would know that you wouldn't do that, but I just felt like I should say it. Now, in some cases, you might want to put the forward slash in front of code. As in when I was doing the example for using namespace and how it would look without that line there. And I gave an example of how it would be std : in front of your cout, and you could look at that on the source code that was printed for that particular tutorial. But because I wanted it to ignore using namespace, I put the forward slash in front of it. And sometimes you may want to test the theory, and you may want to use your forward slash instead of completely deleting your code. That way, um, if you decide to stay with the code you had before, it's just a matter of taking that forward slash away. Okay, now that's good for if you have, a little, one line comment that you want to make. But what if you wanted to make a comment that's 5 or 6 lines long? Then in that case, you would use your forward slash and your star over 8. Okay, the forward slash and your star over 8. And you will you will start it out, and then you'll give yourself some space, and then you'll put star forward slash. And whatever you put between your star forward slashes and between your forward slash stars and your star forward slashes will be ignored by the compiler. Um, you might want to put this is my comments that spans more than one line. Okay, you might want to put it like that. And as you can see, it's more than one line. And as long as you stay in between your forward slash star and your star forward slash, it'll be ignored by the compiler and you will have your comments that you can review. If you put it after, it's gonna be code. If you put it before, it's gonna be code. So if you want it to be a comment, you want to keep it in between there. Okay, so that is our examples on comments. Okay, and like I said, as a beginner, you might be using a whole lot of commenting, and there's nothing wrong with that. You could put as many comments as you want to in just to clarify things for you. And with this, you could actually, I try to keep it on the screen, but if you go past the screen, then it'll just keep going. But so that I can see it, I try to keep it on the screen, but sometimes you can't. So whatever is good for you. Okay. So now that we went over commenting, okay. Printing to the screen is simple enough, so I won't be going too much into that. Reason being is, it is one of those things you pick up as you go along. If you don't do it right, your code won't run properly. Just review what you did and you should get it. So pretty much it's gonna be a part of our coding. And if you do something and you can't get it to work right, all it takes is reviewing what you did, maybe reviewing a tutorial or going into the source code that I would try to keep updated on the site. Sometimes you just need to see the source code again. So printing out to the screen is not hard. It's pretty basic. It's the first thing we learned in the Hello World program, and it really don't change too much. It so you won't have a problem with print to the screen. And like I said, we'll go through all of this, probably over and over again in our efforts to learn C++ programming. Now, another thing is that I'm going to try to get the lessons in one tutorial, and I'll try to get the breakdowns in that same tutorial. But in a lot of cases, it's just not going to work out like that. Sometimes it takes more tutorials to explain fully what we are doing. But, along the journey of trying to learn this programming language, we'll get there. And, sometimes half of the fun is getting there. So, the way I see it is, if it's a multi-video lesson, as long as you understand and I understand what's trying to be explained, then it shouldn't be no problem. Okay. And so with that, I'm going to go ahead and cut this video short. And it was a short one, but I just wanted to explain a couple things. Oh, excuse me. Another thing that I wanted to explain. When we was first doing the Hello World, you saw the actual curly brackets for the function body set up more like this. And as I said, I'd rather have my first curly bracket up here. It's all a matter of preference. You could give this as many blank lines as you want. Okay, and you could, you know, uh, what you want to do is you want to make it easy for you to figure out your programming. Um, so you could tab as much as you want, just so it makes some sense to you and probably the people who may follow behind you. Or, if it's just you coding for your own enjoyment, then tab as many times as you want. Just so it's some kind of order that you understand. Um, I normally go with the format that the compiler puts out. But you could tab, my point to this all is you could tab as many times as you want. You could put as much blank white space as many times as much as you want. And the compiler is going to ignore that. Okay? So that's another thing that you should know. I like to keep it clean because when you get into a lot of curly brackets and a lot of coding, then sometimes where you put your brackets will help you in figuring out where did I start this, where did I end this. And so just use it in a way that'll help you out. But the point to this is that the compiler ignores it. So, and I think that's about all. And I'm gonna cut this video short here, and I'm gonna end it with good luck and happy coding.